Hello, welcome back to Too Many Books. My name is Sean, and welcome to a horror story unboxing. It's going to be a horror story, I can tell it already. This, my friends, is a second-hand book unboxing featuring a Charnel House title. Charnel House is like fine press, like very, very nice editions. And they shipped it, not even in a padded envelope, in just a manila envelope. There's no packaging in this. Like, holy crap. Don't get me wrong. I know there are a lot of people out there that don't like Dean Koontz, but you could at least have put it in a friggin' box. Jesus. So this is going to potentially be a horror story. But don't worry. They shrink wrapped the book itself. I'm sure that is definitely going to have helped. This is Velocity by Dean Koontz from Charnel House. Now, I am not a huge Koontz reader. I've been meaning to read more Koontz. Joe Stefko, swears the world by him. He keeps putting out these very nice editions from Charnel House. And they're very pricey editions. And listen, I'm not being a huge Koontz fan or not being very familiar with Koontz. I don't really spend the money needed to pick up the very nice editions. But this one was $75. Let me tell you, if you get the chance to buy a Charnel House title for $75, you buy the damn title. I don't care if it's a Dean Koontz title or what. Dude could make a fine press edition of Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. You find that thing for like $200 cheaper than it was at retail with a nice Japanese cloth, Japanese silk, you buy the damn book. So, yeah, it's a little rough. I mean, I feel like some of this might have just been from how the condition was to begin with. I knew going in it wasn't the best condition. So I'm not really sure which of these corners might be rough and tumbled from the shipping itself. Because, like I said, not even packing material. It's literally a manila envelope. The dude just shipped it. Like, what the hell? I know the novel itself kind of got middling reviews. I mean, Koontz in general kind of gets middling reviews. But hey, he's a big seller. I will say, I'm loving the Japanese silk. Now, this was published back in like 2005, 2006. It predates Suntop editions being a thing. But it's very reminiscent of those Thomas Harris editions, all use Japanese silk. I mean, right? Have you seen any of those ones? I did unboxings of those ones on my channel. You should check them out. Like Red Dragon, Silence of the Lambs. Very reminiscent. I mean, Stefko uses some very nice paper. Very nice. You probably can't see the texture of this paper, but it is solid. It is very thick paper stock. There is a nice granule texture for it. Velocity. Like I said, the novel itself apparently has some very middling reviews. But here's the nice thing. Look at that. Dual signed. You have the signature page here, 300 numbered copies. This is 201 by Dean Koontz. And he apparently gave this away as part of a charity giveaway. Thank you for helping the National Charity League. Zoom! No problem, Dean. Glad I could help. But shout out to whoever did help the National Charity League. I mean, yeah, this is, even for it being shipped in the condition it was shipped, and being a $75 book, I mean, this is nice quality. Like, wow. Apparently, it's a story of a man who... Remember Die Hard with a Vengeance? That was the third one, right? With Sam Jackson. The original fun story about Die Hard with a Vengeance. It didn't start off as a Die Hard movie. The script was originally called Simon Says, and it was just a thriller about, a cop or a detective, or it might have been just an everyman, I don't know, who is kind of being terrorized by this guy named Simon, who's putting him from like task and test after test, and if he fails the test, people will die. Well, I guess Dean Koontz watched that movie and said, I could do that too, because Velocity kind of sounds like the same thing. It's about a guy, an everyman, who finds a note on his windshield one morning, and it says, hey, if you give this note to the police, a school teacher will die. If you don't give it to the police, an elderly woman will die, and he gives it to his friend, who's a cop. And he's like, this is a joke, right? And the cop agrees. He's like, yeah, it's probably a joke. And 24 hours later, boom, school teacher's dead. And so this everyman finds himself on a quest where he starts keep getting notes after notes, giving all sorts of directives and things to do. It's like, you've seen the modern British show Taskmaster. It's like Taskmaster with a twist. If you fail the task, somebody dies, or you choose your own adventure. You pick this, somebody dies. It sounds intriguing. I'll give it a read. Like I said, $75. I am absolutely going to pick up that Charnel House title. Like, I do not care. I mean, Charnel House, man. In moments of stress, words of wisdom enter his mind. He's guided. Interesting. Little note of T.S. Eliot. See, look, this is friggin' cool. Like a hostage note, publication details. That is awesome. I love that. Yeah, printed on Mohawk Ultra Felt and Frankfurt White. Like I said, it is nice paper. Like, very nice paper. I mean, even for it being shipped in a manila envelope, I will say, it's still a very nice book. It could have ended much worse than it did. Had I wished they use a box? Yes, absolutely. I'm going to absolutely comment on their eBay listing and be like, yo, dude, you shipped it in a manila envelope. Like, it's constructive feedback. This could have ended a lot worse than it did. I'll have to double check the photos to see how much of this wear and tear is from the shipping or how much was present in the photos. But come on, dude. So that, my friends, is Velocity by Charnel House, by Dean Koontz, as published by Charnel House. Joe Stefko, dude, is an artiste. He's been making special editions since, I think, 92 was the first one he did, which was Stress of Her Regard by Tim Powers. He pretty much focuses primarily on Tim Powers and Dean Koontz these days. He published a bunch of Harlan Ellison when Ellison was still alive. He's published a couple other authors as well here and there, but it's primarily Koontz and Powers these days. Right now, it's primarily Powers. He's already said that he's going to publish every Tim Powers novel that he hasn't already published, and I'm here for it. Dinner at Deviant's Palace is shipping soonish, I guess. I bought mine through Camelot Books, so mine's going to take a little bit longer, but I picked that one up. I can't wait to get my hands on that. The numbered editions are incredible. The lettered editions usually I don't know what the lettered edition for this one had. Let's go back to that colophone page. The lettered copies are hand-bound in full chocolate brown Morocco leather with brass gears embedded. So yeah, that's what I mean. For the lettered, he loves embedding stuff into the boards. He did Regulators? Regulators or Desperation? Regulators. The Stephen King novel. He did that one. And that one, the lettered edition, had bullets, like shell casings, jutting out of the cover. One of them had like a working Etch-a-Sketch embedded in the cover. I'm not a huge fan of embedding stuff into the novel, because if I wanted to read the novel, it seems to be counterproductive. But if you're spending money on a lettered edition, you're probably not reading that lettered edition anyways. That's very much an art piece, and it is very artsy. But I personally prefer the numbered editions that Joe Stefko creates, because these are like fine press editions, nice bindings, and just a great overall package without sacrificing readability for stuff being embedded into the cover. But if you want to check out more Charnel House unboxings, I have a whole playlist of them on my channel here where I've unboxed quite a few. And I'm going to have more coming forward. Like I said, Dinner at Deviant's Palace, Tim Powers, it's happening. So anyways, thank you very much for watching. Once I have read Velocity, I will do a full book review on the channel here. I do at least one book review a week, with plenty of unboxings in between here and there from all sorts of small presses. So be sure to subscribe to check those out. So anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. I would say thank you to the seller for selling it for $75, but I have mixed feelings because of the packaging. I mean, it survived. I'm grateful for that. Grateful for it being so cheap, but I'm still really annoyed about the packaging. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you around next time.